Hey, Marty here from freshOps. I'm sure we'll both disagree on the quality of McDonald's as a food source. However, one thing as business owners that we can't disagree on is their business acumen from a business standpoint, and more specifically about their ability to systemize their operating procedures. And well, when you think about when I think about most cleaning businesses, and I've experienced this in my own business before, we often simply struggled to meet the scope of works for a lot of clients. We were, stages through your business growth, you'll be losing just as many contracts as you win from time to time. And it's often because we just don't look at those important aspects of dealing with the tasks that our cleaners need to perform. So on a previous video, I talked about the fundamentals of cleaning services, and we looked at one particular one of those fundamentals was the cleaning tasks. And so a lot of businesses will have a detailed scope of works, and they'll do some training with their staff in those early couple of weeks, and it'll often be a lot of verbal training. And they'll just walk around buildings and say, well, look, clean that bathroom, clean this kitchen. And it's very much, they might do some hands-on training, but then the cleaners are often left to their own devices and often just told, well, you just have to remember when to do all of these things. So when we talk about these 3 quick steps that you can make to improve your service delivery, it's all around how you're communicating your task list to your team. And so it's not good enough to simply tell your cleaner what they need to do at site. You can't say that you need to do this task weekly, this daily, this monthly, and that's it. We need to be able to take that next step and tell the cleaner, this particular task needs to be done every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This particular task needs to be done on a Friday. This particular task needs to be done on the last Friday of every month. Otherwise, our cleaners will just determine when to do these tasks whenever they like, and we end up in a position as business owners where we don't know when the tasks are being done. So it's really important to have the what you're doing. That's our scope of works. Most cleaning businesses have a scope of works, but we have to make sure we've got them written down and documented and have them available for our team in the field. Okay, so whether it's a communication book or a cleaning diary or something on site, we've got to give them access to the scope of works. That scope of works or their cleaning task list has to be detailed enough to tell them which days of the month every single task gets done. It's just it's crazy just to kind of let the cleaner decide whenever they want to do across the month, because you know what's going to happen? If they're having a tough week and there's something that needs to be done on that particular Friday, they'll just be like, oh, look, I'll do that next week, and next week will come around and there'll be something else that's come along and they'll delay it again. And then before you know it, that task hasn't been done at all, and you've got a client complaining about task delivery not being done. The third step that we need to make sure, though, is to is to tell them how to do the task. Okay, to really play that down simply, every McDonald's employee upsells fries. How? Because they've been trained to do so. What's the what? Upsell fries. When do I do it? After the customer's finished placing their order. And how do I do it? I ask, would you like fries with that? And that is a system that's across every McDonald's in the world. And if you haven't, they never get it wrong. They never don't do it, because it's a system and it's every step of the process. It's what do you need to do? When do I need to do it? And how do I do it? And if we put that practice in our own businesses, we're going to take less of that chance of an error out. Heck, I ran a cleaning business myself. I've worked in the field. I've been on the tools, and I would often forget when the AC vents needed doing, or I would often forget what day of the month is the fridge supposed to be done. So it's really important to make sure that we've got these 3 basics: the what, the when, and the how. because it's really, I think, quite naive to think that a cleaner, if I take my own experience, I'd often be looking after 10, 15, 20, 30 different premises across a month, all with completely different scope, different specs. And to think that I went through periods of my business life trying to remember all of that in my brain is just ludicrous. So if you really want to improve your service delivery, we need to get those three things up and running in your business, whether it's through paper checklists or however you want to do it. They're fundamental to your service delivery. But if you'd like to learn more on how freshOps can help you manage that, visit our website, getfreshops.com.